Today is Friday, May 29th, 2026. Welcome to This Week in Natural Refrigerants News, where we recap the top stories on naturalrefrigerants.com. This podcast is generated and read by artificial intelligence and may contain errors. We're your hosts, AT and MO, and the articles for today's podcast were organized by naturalrefrigerants.com's managing editor and written by its writers. You can find links to each article in the show notes.
So, getting right into it, we should probably start by looking at the Atmosphere America Summit happening June 2nd and 3rd in Tarrytown, New York.
Right. And, if you are an independent grocer right now, you really have to be wondering how you are supposed to actually afford New York's strict new Part 494 HFC rules.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the compliance timeline is just super aggressive.
Because it requires hitting that under 10 GWP mark by 2034.
Exactly. It is a massive shift. But the good news is that state regulators from NYSDEC and clean energy nonprofits like VEIC are actually going to be at the summit.
Offering some sort of financial relief, hopefully?
Yeah, they are actively offering grants and utility rebates, specifically for CO2 and propane transitions. They want to get end users on board.
Okay, well, that is crucial because transitioning to CO2, it requires some major
innovations, yeah.
Right, to handle those higher pressures, like Carly's new 140 bar rated oil separator.
The Turboil RP14.
Yeah, which I kind of look at like a dual filter coffee maker, but obviously for high pressure refrigeration.
That is a really great analogy, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, it is designed specifically to solve those tricky part load issues.
Because of the drop in velocity.
Right. When a refrigeration system drops capacity, the refrigerant velocity drops right along with it. So the fine oil mist is traveling way too slowly to hit the separator walls. It just gets carried right through the system.
Which completely ruins your efficiency.
Totally. So Carly solves this by using two distinct separation chambers. One handles the larger droplets, and a second catches the fine mist.
Oh, that makes sense.
And the clever part is both run up to 50% capacity. But once you push past that and velocity increases, that second fine mist chamber is just bypassed entirely.
So you do not get a massive pressure drop. And this is UL certified now and coming to the U.S. market, which is great.
Yeah, fully certified and ready to go.
Well, proactive upgrades like that look really appealing when you see the alternative. I am looking at this DOJ and EPA settlement with Kroger over R22 leaks between 2014 and 2023.
Right, the one with the $2.5 million civil penalty.
Yeah, but honestly, is a $2.5 million fine really enough to force a giant like Kroger to change? For them, that is essentially a rounding error.
Honestly, no.
Yeah.
But the fine itself is really just a slap on the wrist.
What is the real penalty then?
The real teeth of the government's strategy is the mandatory retrofit. Kroger is legally required to spend an estimated $100 million to replace or retrofit large commercial systems across 600 stores by 2028.
Wow, 600 stores.
Yeah, they have to switch to systems under 1400 GWP or use exempt natural alternatives like CO2. And they have to start with 175 of those stores by the end of 2026.
Okay, so the government is basically turning compliance penalties into forced industry modernization.
Exactly.
So pivoting from commercial retail to a massive industrial scale, we should definitely talk about Johnson Controls expanding their facility over in Aarhus, Denmark.
Oh, for sure. They are adding 2,300 square meters to the facility.
Which doubles their production output, right?
Yeah, it literally doubles their production of high-capacity ammonia, CO2, and propane heat pumps.
That is a massive jump in capacity.
It is, but you really have to look at the scale of the projects they are supplying.
Yeah.
Like that 27-megawatt system they installed in the Netherlands earlier this year.
The one extracting residual heat from wastewater.
Exactly. And pumping it out to heat 20,000 homes. You need massive equipment for that kind of output.
Which connects perfectly to what is happening in Germany right now with data centers.
Well, you mean using the waste heat from the server farms to decarbonize cities?
Yeah, but I have to challenge the logistics on this. I mean, isn't it financially impossible to pipe 30 degrees Celsius waste heat across an entire city? The pumping volume alone must be astronomical.
Oh, it is entirely unworkable over long distances. The panels at the tech show Frankfurt made it clear that piping that heat just 1 kilometer costs roughly 2 million euros.
2 million euros for 1 kilometer.
Yeah, the physics just do not support moving it across town. So the real solution is municipal planning. Germany has a new mandate requiring new data centers to hit a 10% energy reuse factor starting in July 2026.
So they have to build close to the demand.
Right. Because of those piping costs, New data facilities basically have to be built right next to existing municipal heating networks.
It completely upends how we think about
It
infrastructure.
really does.
And, you have to wonder how long it will be before we see tech giants partnering up to build their own private heating districts just to bypass those strict zoning laws entirely. This is ATNMO, and this has been the Week in Natural Refrigerant News.